Hello everybody, this is Bernhard from Fedible.com, and in this quick video tutorial I'm going to show you how you can visualize in real time this tiny little home in a very short period of time. If you follow me, you can see like the assets and whatever. I start from scratch. You can do this like in the next 15 maybe to 30 minutes, and just following this little introduction here, how we do like quick materials, how we can exchange that, how we change basically the lighting and go with different lighting studies from the daytime, changing that in real time, how we do the interior lighting, how we assign materials when you walk in, how do you explore that space, and so on and so forth, how this whole thing looks like at night, right? And how you can explore as an architect like that space in a very short period of time. You also can see that you have like lots of materials here. You can pre-assigned materials, pre-made materials, so to speak, like assign, and see the immediate impact no matter what it is, if it's a floor material or whatever. Let's check this out here. For instance, tiles. If you want to assign this here on the floor and you want to see the impact of that and how you change the scale and how you can do things like that super quick. Boom, getting out there. So this is at night. There is my moon. This is my girlfriend. She's on the roof waiting for me. She's missing me. This is my dog Carl. This is my pickup truck. And this is my tiny little home I would like to live in with my new girlfriend. Whoa! Help me! So, now, okay, we are starting now. This is my little place here, and let's turn on the light. Yes, you can see lighting started in real time. How we do that, how we bring in these assets, everything you see right now, right here, and she's waiting for you as well. So let's get started. I show you here live. For instance, on this particular example, a free model I'm downloading right here in the Collada file, and I show you everything live, how I'm going to do this here from the Sketchup warehouse. And all I do is I extract the model here, say like extract it here, and I'm going to show you another epic tool that I feel like is pretty amazing. It goes so quick, especially for quick visualizations in the architecture world. It's kind of like freaking crazy, and it's called Twinmotion. That was recently bought by Epic, right? So here we go. As you can see, this is the Twinmotion user interface, and I am a Max user, but you can also switch to the navigation for Revit, Autocad, Cinema 4D, Sketchup, or whatever you like, right? And then you just click on it and you start importing your model. And as you can see, the craziness is what you see here. I just downloaded that model from the SketchUp warehouse. It's totally for free. And then all I do is import the model and just bring it in, say like collapse by material, keep everything on auto, and just to like import my model and let me see what's going on here. And then I can see that it's not there. Oh, there it is. I was already like, what the hell is going on here? So, and as you can see, it's freaking phenomenal because you will see what that tool can do. First of all, I brought it in as it is. I didn't assign anything here, but it oh, damn, I just bumped my head. Oh my God. But anyways, but you can see that it's freaking cool. I get all the CAD data or SketchUp data in. I have my base materials in there, and I didn't even touch any UVs or whatever, and it goes super quick. And here we go. I give you this introduction because I feel like it's just phenomenal, and I'm a big fan of tiny homes. I love it. And by the way, if there are any architects out there, and if you have tiny homes, plans, blueprints, or like, so to speak, SketchUp models, Revit models, where you are an industrial designer and you use Rhino, whatever tools you're using, let me know. Visualization stuff is what I like to do, and you can create super nice teasers and trailers, and you can move on so quick and fast today. I combine, so to speak, everything in real time and bring the tools together with the best BIM or BIM technology possible. Anyways, so as you can see, I start like very, very, how do you say, like plain with this. So you can see there when you open the user interface, there are pre-made materials, vegetation and landscape, furniture, lights, and so on. It's pretty awesome. And I just go in and pick a glass material. And when you have that, you drag and drop it and put it to glass. Or for example, let's stay here in glass. See, if I use this digital pattern glass, where you can see this bump map on top of it, it looks pretty cool already at the beginning. So you see, you have lots of different glass options. I can use these ones. They have stripes on it. They have patterns on it. You can, of course, create your own custom materials, but it's all PBR based. It works fantastic for real time. And yes, it's all real time here. Okay, so you don't have any render time. And I can't just wait until Unreal is basically, or Twinmotion is completely as a plugin integrated into Unreal. Then it becomes really, really fantastic, especially with the real-time ray tracing and the RTX technology. But anyways, let's keep going. Now I show you the next. Look at this, materials, right? Let's say I want to exchange the wood. Boom, I just drag and drop it, and I want to have a different material assigned, right? Drag and drop, drag and drop, drag and drop. Super nice because you have like glossiness or roughness and everything pre-made. And look at this, you can change the reflection of that specific shader just by going in, and you see it here on the lower left by the material example, how it's impacting it. You can also change the scale, yeah, in real time, and it's super cool and super fast. And for example, I kind of like this one here, and I want to have it maybe smaller. Oh, let's see what I like. That's maybe too dark. That's kind of like too intense. I kind of like this one, right? And then I say like tiling or scale is something like this. But you get the point. It's like, it's really made for that you can drag and drop and do like phenomenal quick stuff. So then let's go to the frames or whatever. Maybe I want to have copper here. You know, I want to have, I don't know what materials, chrome, you know, like assign it here, assign it there. And just by dragging and dropping, you see also color palettes and the impact to it. Oh, kind of like the red. And so as you can see also here, like maybe the door frame, you want to change that. What is really funny is when in the original model, no matter where you model it, maybe you're using Revit or you're using Sketchup, whatever you do, or 3ds Max, Maya, it really doesn't matter. When you assign materials, then Twinmotion basically in the import settings is telling you, okay, let's collapse the geometry based on the materials, which is pretty smart. I like that. But of course, if you would like to separate geometry, you would need to set it up in your main 3D tool to basically identify and specify and say like, okay, these are my main options in the materials, right? Also, look at this. You can go inside, and I'll show you then how you do the interior lighting. That is also phenomenal. And also how you can assign quick and dirty, for example, here materials, and maybe we have here tiles or something easy. Oh, by the way, fabrics you can assign. You see, look at this. It goes like super quick. You can have a carpet here, but you can also search for it. Maybe there's something just white. Nope, not on the fabric, in all the materials. Yeah, so I just type in the filter white, and then you see here like pretty nice and big previews what it actually is, right? And you can have marbles, white styrofoam, foam, and so on. And I think it's pretty epic. You see, like you change the impact of this look immediately. But I show you even more so that you can make this really look very, very nice, and also, of course, about the environment. Now, I go then into more specific details, but I wanted to give you here like a quick overview in how to assign materials. But watch this. There is even such a cool feature when you go to, where is it? Basically vegetation, and you want to plant trees, then yes, you have the option to basically plant one tree. Those trees are also immediately, there's a wind modifier included. They're all interactive. It's super cool. Look at the shade and the shadow that it's casting, you know, to the building. But there is even more cool stuff. First of all, the ground plane I can delete. And then you can see here landscapes. I'm a big fan of, I don't know, like mountain areas or something like countryside. And I can see myself with this little tiny home being somewhere in the country. And then as you can see, I just was it's drag and drop, right? You drag and drop this. And right now, as you can see, it's floating, but there are also gizmos. It's huge. I mean, this is a huge, big kind of like landscape, but I just pull this up here a little bit, just so to make sure that my little tiny home is on the ground. And here we go. And now, what is so cool about this, first of all, you can select it and you can sculpt it. And you can do this landscape here with a diameter. You can sculpt it and you can see, you can immediately add like some hills and you make this a little bit more like natural looking. Whoa, this was a little bit too big. You can undo it very quick. You can change the intensity. You can change the shape. You can bring it back. You can say like lower it, bring it up, or whatever you like, right? So it's really, really cool. It goes so quick. That's fantastic. And the next fantastic thing is that I can also use brushes in order to paint trees. So all you do is you select your tree, drag and drop it in here, then you click on your brush, and now I populate my entire environment however I would like to populate that. And I really want to show you this live here. I didn't plan anything. I didn't do anything here. You can change here the diameter from the trees, right? And you can then choose another one like black gum, drag and drop it, go here, you have your brush on, and you start drawing and painting. So, but what is also super cool is not just trees, grass and flowers and such stuff is of course important. So I drag and drop it in here, have my brush, and what is also nice, you can clearly see this here on the lower right, you have density, you can change the diameter, and you can see it here now when you paint, right? Then you can actually immediately see, I have a diameter from, it's pretty big now, like what is going on. And the grass here looks pretty good. I can change the density and just, you know, start painting on my stuff and see how this looks like. I can grab the next one, choose my, yeah, that one goes super nice. So look at this, and I make my beautiful grass here, and I start painting, and it's sculpting. And of course, if you have a terrain and a landscape from Revit, Sketchup, or like infrastructure, CAD data, whatever you call it, you name it, then you can also bring that in. And the fun stuff about Twinmotion is it swallows literally all the CAD data. It's kind of like phenomenal. And in this particular case, as you can see, I wasn't even preparing the model. Like I didn't unwrap UVs. I didn't check double geometry or surfaces. No, I basically just went in and started painting, drawing, and visualizing, and starting building my thing here. And I kind of it's getting to a point I already like it. So if you want to remove something, you have the rubber here, see? And then this is just removing it, as you can see. So you can add grass, you can remove it, and you can create patterns and so on. By the way, I didn't save this demo file, and you can download it. I call it Tiny Home 002. You can download this demo scene file for free on my webpage, fedibull.com. And let's keep going. I add a little bit, I add some more variations, and let's do the next grass. Don't like that so much. Maybe let's do this one here. Let's see how that looks. Whoa, that's bigger grass. I kind of like that. Maybe I bring down my density, you know, and populate around and on the hills here. Yeah, I kind of like that. And I see myself already. I paint my future because if you don't know, I'm a big fan of becoming a minimalist or frugalist and downsizing. And if you don't know, I lived also in Texas before in my huge, big ass Texas 400 quadratmeter. I don't know, like in square feet, like home. And, you know, I downgraded already. It's like, I don't know, I didn't need that space. But anyways, that's a different story. But look at this beautiful stuff here. Then I take the next grass and I mix it all up, right? And you can have grass variations, color variations, tree variations. I can have like super long grass here and big one. You see, like this is more the wilderness, right? So that I attract the bears and all the other good stuff. So we have some action here. But anyways, what else do we have? Rocks. Look at this. I just grab, I don't know, rock number 3. Drag and drop it. Oh, that's a little much. So I change the density, maybe 4. And once in a while, I just, you know, drop some rocks here. So it kind of looks natural, right? And that's too much. I don't like that. See, like this is a little artwork here as well. But what I like about this is that it goes so quick, so fast, and it's really, really cool. You have like all different kinds of scrubs and bushes or bushes. I never know. But anyways, as you can hear my brutal accent, you by now, hopefully you know already my English sucks. But as long as I can get my cheeseburger and my fries, I am doing good, right? But anyways, you see, this is kind of like phenomenal. And let's add some more trees because I believe that having more trees and, you know, like mixing it up, see, with beautiful trees, I think that's going to be very, very helpful. It's also, what is really, really cool is the fact that you can undo things. It's all here, like I have a big screen. I'm even recording this full screen here, but it's really cool. And even if you add different trees, maybe I want to have some Birken. I don't even know how you call it here. You can even search for Birken. So anyways, drag and drop it, kind of like that. So I love those kind of trees. A friend of mine was allergic to that back in Austria. I remember he was suffering a lot. These kind of trees, but I kind of like that. Oh yeah, and by the way, removing, right? You click on the rubber thing here, but then you can only remove the trees or whatever you have been selecting. Okay, so it doesn't work globally for everything, so you need to select the item you chose and then you basically remove it with the eraser here. So I kind of like that. That's where it's going. So I save it and it looks already pretty nice and phenomenal. What's also cool about it is the fact that you don't have just Mother Nature here and glass materials. There's so much more. But let's keep going. There should be some more stuff what I would like to add here, but it's for sure like grass items. I'm a huge fan here of grass, maybe lawn. And you can bring this down. You can also, of course, enter. It's all in meters, like the stuff you see, like here. Change the diameter, and so it's smaller. And what's really fun, you can even paint grass on the roof, on the geometry you brought in. And I actually like that. Because, you know, as a minimalist and also having my tiny homes in the green zone, I kind of can totally see that, you know, if I have grass here, that I have some of the grass on my roof, and maybe then I have solar panels on top of it, and you can add this grass. It's like kind of like a natural insulation, you know, kind of like that. But it's of course a little like artistic here too. But no matter what, I really enjoy that. I really like that, and you can paint on it. And if it goes over the edge, you can lower your diameter, you know, and then also you can type it in 0.4 or something like this, and then you can even remove it. You see, like here, goes really, really cool. And you can change then the density and so on. So you have so many options. I kind of love it. And as you can see here, I didn't even show you then the lighting features yet in real time, but we're getting already to a point that kind of looks really, really nice. And as you can see, as I get closer here to my little tiny home, I can also change that here diameter and paint in something different. So for now, I don't know what's going on. Oh, I'm on the rubber. That's why. I was like, why is the grass not picking up? But the thing is, I was here like eraser. I was on the eraser tool and not on adding it. But it's really, really nice. I mean, look, change here the density. So I spread this up, and no, it's like, I love it. It's like really cool. Imagine doing this in any other software. And the thing is, why I show you also this environment stuff, it matters in the render process a lot, because as you know, in global illumination, if you don't have anything in the environment, it always looks kind of like goofy and kind of like plain. And if you keep painting, if you keep adding, you know, like trees and all this nature stuff, it's just really, really, it adds a lot of realistic stuff. So look at this, like even if I go in here and now I pick some flowers, that's then more fine tuning, but maybe here I have some flowers, and then maybe here, and then I pick also the red ones, I think the violets. Hold on, I have to drag and drop it. I can do it here, and it looks, I think, like really, really nice in a very short period of time. So what else can we add? Maybe here's some other stuff. And as far as I know, you can also add the library with other geo. You can add it up, you can spice it up, and you can bring in as much and as many stuff as you like. But I already feel this is pretty phenomenal. And even so, when you're here on the landscape and you want to go then in and you want to change the hills, right? You want to add more trees or whatever. You want to raise the environment so it's more like little hills and you really feel like you're in the countryside. That's super cool. By the way, you can see here it starts the demo scene file always with the scene in the background. Like, you know, you can clearly see here in the context, the background is a city. But you can change the background to any HDRI. You can have cities, pictures, countryside, mountains, or whatever. So in this particular case, I think just mountains is pretty cool. And then where is my little house? Selecting it and clicking F is zooming in to your object. It's the center and you're back here. So when you like it, just don't forget to save your updates. And we keep going. Now, the next crazy stuff is actually the real-time lighting environment. I want to show you that. And later on, I'll show you also the interior lighting, how you can do this, even with GI on, and how you change the camera settings. But we didn't even finish anything for the materials, but I leave it like it is. Watch this. You click basically the daytime, and I can go even to nighttime. Now the camera is an auto exposure. That means you have to give it some time. And now you see basically, whoa, we have the nighttime, right? What is also super cool, I can't remember, I saw it here somewhere, audio or music. You can actually add some backgrounds, music, but where is it in the library? User library, volumes, characters. I will get to this point. Furniture, lights, curve, volumes, sounds. Here we go, sit in nature, calm forest. I just drag and drop it, and now you should hear it in the background. Ah, how beautiful that is. So, but let's crank up the time here. And now, why do I like that? I do like that because you can do also lighting studies in real time in a very, very efficient way. Yes, people tell me, Bernhard, it's not absolutely fully real. Wait a minute, we are not there yet, right? But it's very practical, or how do you say, practicable? Damn it. But like, you know what I'm talking about. It basically shows you relatively quick, you know, it gives you a lighting study, how it is. And you can even go beyond by clicking here on this and then clicking on the Y and watch this. You can even say it's 7:50 July. I know there is even a world position. You have time. You can change the sky with more clouds, so it can even rain, right? But if it's overcast a little bit, I kind of like that. Look at this. And it's just like, it's like super cool. And where do we have this? Sunny, I guess, like, oh yeah, you can also change the seasons. So basically from summer, spring, fall, and winter, right? You can do all those kind of changes. It's kind of like really, really super cool. Now watch this. This is if I'm like in my walking mode, right? And of course I show you then later how to, you know, get into the house and see everything inside. But the beautiful thing is that you have all those options here. And now when the sunlight has this specific angle, you can clearly see also when you change the basic parameters, you can even see glossy reflections on it. Do you see that? It's kind of like super nice, super cool. Look at even the glass reflections. I mean, this is kind of like, oh, I love it. I love it. And the best stuff is, I have to say so, when Unreal is integrating Twinmotion into their full package. I mean, you know, this will be like, for me, a dream will come true, because as you know, for real-time visualization using Unreal, that's what I do, I get the full power of everything. I mean, literally everything. You can combine that, you can sculpt environments pretty quick and fast. You can do all those lighting studies, because as an architect, I would like to see, right, if I have a sunroof or the windows built like this, how is the exterior light, or in general my architecture building, lit during the day? But not just during the day, I can also say, like, you know, to any time. And you see it here. So if you change it and you're inside, you can clearly see the impact of the light from where it's coming from. Is it from the right side? Is it shining through here? And yeah, people might say, Bernhard, it's not absolutely for real, but we are getting to this because also you can, you know, of course, render in Unreal absolutely photoreal images. But I would say for the studies, for quick studies, if you're an architect and you want to get like quick results and just visualize it, I think that's a dream for real-time visualization, and it gives a lot of options for the start, right? So what else I can show you? First of all, what is also a powerful feature, if there are any changes made in the model, you can just update it and you will have all the updates there. The materials will stay there. So it's really, really cool. You can render things, localization. Yes, you can really specify where is this or where should it be. I mean, this is kind of like crazy, because you can literally type in an address. I don't know, Europe or like Los Angeles. I have no clue now, because this was wrong. Dallas, it's easier. Does it search it? Oh, you can just drag and drop it. So my bad, sorry. So I can go to Florida and see like what impact it has. Super cool, right? Because the angle of the sun is changing. If you're more in the south, it's getting softer and warmer. Of course, if you're high up north, let's go to the freaking Eskimos. Oh my God, that was a weird kind of like here. I love the United States. So that's what we have right now. Do you hear this beautiful thing and the flowers? I can already feel it. And so that I get a better sense, I can also add not just in volumes. Of course, you can also add water. You can add reflection probes, and the reflection probes are really cool. This is them for the ray tracing, but also like getting better reflections. You can change here. First of all, you can say turn it on. So now you can see the reflections really nicer, and then you can also change, of course, the size. So if I have here my house, you can clearly see it. Watch this. Look where reflection is from the metal piece, right? So if I change this, you see it has an impact to your reflection. You want to make sure that the reflection probe is big enough that it covers the entire building. So then you can turn it on and off. You see the difference, right? Now you see real-time reflections on it. What's also super cool is you can change the brightness. As you can see, if you go beyond 1, you can crank this up. The reflections are getting stronger. It's kind of like a fake GI reflection, but it does a pretty good job. So I want to keep this on here as we are pimping our tiny home. I really like that. Save it once in a while to make sure that you have all your edits saved and changed, and that you don't freak out if your computer crashes, or if you're having a power outage and all your work is gone. You'll say like, no. But the good stuff is it goes so quick and so fine, and I don't know, like it's so quick. You could rebuild something like this, like, within an hour. So anyways, humans, people, I love people. Who is my favorite character here? I don't know. I love Camille. Yes, jeans and a nice shirt. I love her. I would marry her instantly. Honestly, like, in having this beautiful scenery, she's right next to me, having this beautiful tiny home. What else do I need? I don't need anything else. Maybe we need some groups. No, animals. Yes, I need a dog. I need my dog. Right, here we go. This is Carl. I love Carl. And then maybe we need also some cows, right? Yeah, so we're not so alone, right? I love to have animals around me. Oh, watch that. What are you doing? Okay, so that's pretty sweet, but maybe a horse? Enjoy? Yes, I love horses. So, and yeah, we can have some birds here too, and you can even bring them up. So I love that. That's my world, right? And oh, see, music is gone. If you zoom out, and look, the world we are building, it's getting there. It's getting nicer and nicer and nicer. And as you can see, the assets, it's super cool because like you can build and add, and it's just, I'm loving it. It's really super cool. There are even possible animations, walk cycles, and so on. And of course, you can drag and drop assets and bring her up here. And just by clicking on the pivot point, you can position them. You can rotate them. I bring her on the roof. Look, that's kind of cool, right? Well, I mean, we would need to add some kind of like, stairs or something like that you can access it. But you're getting the point. I kind of love it. I need a little picnic out here, a little table and chairs, and you can bring in those assets, and it's just phenomenal. So how do we usually get there? On the cars, right? Yeah. So we want to have a truck, a pickup truck that kind of fits, because I need to be able to pull this thing, right? And I need my pickup truck because any other car wouldn't do it. So, and here we go. Select it. Just park it here. Like you get the whole point, right? But that is phenomenal. I love it, right? I love it. We're getting there, and we're not even there because I show them the magic tricks, the absolute magic tricks. Oh, by the way, this should be actually a Tesla. Honestly, like, we're in this beautiful nature, and I hate diesel. Sorry, don't get me wrong, but whenever I smell the diesel, I feel like, we gotta have to stop this. Even Schwarzenschnitzel, Schwarzenegger, the Schnitzel, right? The Schnitzel eater, another Austrian Schnitzel eater. He exchanged his engine. I think it was it his Hummer to an e-car, to an e-motor. And yeah, absolutely beautiful. So anyways, let's keep moving here. What else do I want to show you? First of all, more materials, because it can be that you say, maybe I want to exchange this to bricks. Well, for this particular, I would say it wouldn't really be a nice fit. The wood was really good. But you get the point. Look at this. You can exchange it. You can change the scale so it really fits to that and make it beautiful. But it could be even concrete, different scales, it can be wood and so on. And there is a lot of different stuff, honestly. But I like that. Then we have stones, ground, plastic. and so on. I mean, look, you could even make the roof like, oh yeah, let's check this out. Type in roof. Let's see what we have. And you have to make sure that you're in the, from the hierarchy on top of it, and then type it in. Otherwise, it's just searching within the folder. And we have already the grass on top of it, so that doesn't bother me. But you could even change the roof. Look at this, right? And then you have different wood colors, patterns on it. You can really change that. Then when you see here flickering, I believe that's double geometry from the Collada or the Sketchup file, because keep in mind we didn't clean up anything here. So we basically just designed something very simple, right? And there is white marble you want to add here or there or like on top of it, and then see how things are going. But now you get the point. You can do all this beautiful, you can assign all those beautiful materials, whatever you like, and you can go through this entire library, and materials can be adjusted on the fly. You can create your own library and save things, you know, like it's super cool. But I want to show you now how you do the interior lighting, because imagine it's getting night. And now somewhere the moon is out. Let's see, let's watch this. The birds are like still flying. Kind of crazy. But anyways, everything is illuminated by the moon right now. And as you can see, when we walk in, right, and we go in, navigation is, by the way, like in any video game, WASD. You see, this is the illumination by the moon. But as you can see, it's not really like nice looking. But here comes a very powerful thing. So imagine, of course, at night, you need to do the interior lighting. And in lots of software packages, that is very tough to do, but not in Twinmotion, because it has this awesome feature that you can drag and drop it, and it aligns it on the geometry. And this is really super cool, because you can have recessed lighting, you can have it on top of it. And just look at this. I changed just the length, right? And 4 and 3. And I check inside of my tiny house how this actually impacts my space and where I can position it. But the good news is also you can drag and drop this, bring it to the corner and say, like, you know what, this lighting should be aligned here in this corner, right? This is really amazing. And what you also can do is you can clearly see here, you can change immediately the length and you see what it does. I mean, it almost fits like perfectly, right? And then you can assign the next light and the next one. Oh, by the way, also when you select the little icon, first of all, you can change the intensity, right? So usually in here you have 200 in the luminance. You can also change the color. So is it like cooler? Is it warmer? So I keep it like at 2000K, sorry, 200. No, what did we have? 200? 500? What was it like? No, sorry, like 3688 or something like this. So, and shadows on, shadows off. That's also very important. You can see I leave it all off at the beginning to really make this very nice illuminated. There are lots of different light options in it. But as you can see, if you do that, look at this, you get the first nice reflections. If you change that, intensity goes on, of course. But it's kind of like really, really cool. I mean, I just feel like this is really fantastic. You could even put it on top of it, so it's like, you know, wherever you position lights, it's illuminating it. But watch this. You have even IES lights, pre-made IES lights in here. Kind of cool if you would have spotlights here. And it feels already, you know, pretty warm now and nicer. Maybe, and see, like the grass from the roof is pointing through, but that's all totally fine. And then you can also add lights here, you know, and keep going and building up the interior lighting. Of course, that is something that is a job that needs to be done. And you can also see here in the windows, you need to set lights. But if I move on fast here, and I basically say like, this is maybe 2 meters, 1 meter. So this is all, I work usually in meters. You might work in inches. Okay, that's all fine. Because, you know, you can use whatever measurements you prefer to use, but it's kind of like really dope, right? See, did I position my next one, and this is also maybe 1.5, and I get my illuminance in here. And what is really nice, look outside. Even if I'm assigning now a different glass material, I mean, this is how it kind of would look like. And I show you then also how you can change the camera settings and so on. But this is kind of like, it's really, really cool. And maybe the intensity inside of those lights, you want to increase it a little bit. So we have now 350, maybe it's like 500 then, something like this. But it's getting there. It's feeling cozy, you know, and look, the kitchen isn't even illuminated, right? And as I said, I mean, I love this omnidirectional lights because you can have a lot of recessed lights here. That's like really super cool. And you plant them and you position them and you play with that. It's just like, it's really super cool. And keeping in mind, even all the interior materials, you just can go back to materials. And let's say you want to change here the floor, right? Let's say you want to add here different floor patterns, then you just have that. But maybe, let's see what else we have. Ceiling, elements, wall coverings. That's also pretty cool. Look at this. If you want to change that, you can assign that. Maybe we want to also change the scale. Look at this. This looks like, really fantastic, right? So whatever you have, it just goes like super quick, and you can change colors, ceiling, grids, tiles. Oh, tiles. Let's do this. Look at the floor. That's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of like cool looking. Look at this. I can change the pattern, the scale of that, and so on. So, I mean, no matter what, you can play with this and you can make changes quick and fast. And you can basically design something or visualize a look. Even if it's just basic materials, it kind of gives you a feel or like a feeling like, how would that look like? And, you know, how does it feel if I assign that material, that material? There's even fabric, leather, water, neons. Oh, yeah, for like self-illumination stuff, like if you have light bulbs in it or whatever. So it's just like, I love it. Marble, you know, I mean, look at all the different options you have, okay? So here, I think something just white would be good, whatever that might be, just something like, you know, plain. And what I also like, maybe at the first stage, is I try to keep everything inside like plain. It's almost like a clay render, so that you can really focus on all the elements, on the different elements you would like to texture. Because if you have it all plain at the beginning, you really can focus on the lighting and, you know, getting the right mood in. And as you can see, it's so nice because look at that. I can just to the sink, to the walls, I just assign basic materials and see like what is going on, and I can focus more on a clean structure of the building, like the real actual physical design, right? And I'm not as distracted from all different kinds of patterns and materials. And I feel this shows you then the space very, very nice, right? So I feel like this is getting to a point, it's like super cool. Outside material, yeah, we can change that and then also bring up the light here and see what's going on. And as you can see, what I really like about it is the fact that it just goes very, very fast. I don't know, maybe the tires, we want to keep the tires black here, something like that. And you can see, and maybe you want to have materials, metal, this like chrome, I don't know, like the rims, something like that. But I think you get the point, right? And maybe the frames here. Yeah, so we would need to play a little bit with those materials for sure to see like what would look actually nice and what feels nice. But I think you get the point. So what else I would like to show you now, is what you can do with camera settings and the render settings, because you can actually optimize this. You can make this look even better. Now the question is how. So when you go here, then you can click and create an image. And once you do that, you click on more. And here in more, you have now different options. You have camera settings. That means you can change the output size. It's in standard in full HD. You have perspective corrections. You have vignetting. Yeah, you can see this. Then if you go back in the hierarchy here, you have also weather, you have lighting, and lighting is very, very cool. Because look at this. First of all, you have now GI options. That means if you crank up the GI, more environment, global illumination is bouncing. And because our environment is green, everything would become brighter and greener, right? You have also the white balance. You can make it warmer, you can make it cooler, like on a camera, okay? So you can also enter the amount. You have ambient occlusion, and you can also change that. You have the sun intensity, right? Is this stronger or is it weaker compared to the environment? You can also control the shadow. Like it's kind of like an additional kind of like AO, but you have lots of really nice options here. So you always click on this and then on the image. And what's also fun is you have visual effects and you have color grading options. So you can, for example, you also have presets, filters, like you can change this here, just like, you know, different lookup tables or filters, so to speak. You can make it look cooler, you can make it look warmer, you can do your own stuff, you can make it look a little bit more cinematic. You can change the contrast, as you can see. You can change the RGB, saturation. You have also different filters here. I mean, those filters is kind of like fun, like Blueprint to play. Maybe you know that from Photoshop filters, but I usually don't use that. And yeah, there are lots of different options you can actually play with. One cool thing is also that you could also use depth of field in your camera settings. So if you click again on the picture, then you can see depth of field. Right now it's off, but you could turn it on, and then you can look at the distance. But of course, keep in mind you would need to change the lens a little bit and adjust it. And it's mainly made, so this would be now the focus point, like what's the focus, what should be sharp, right? Should it be in the distance or should it be closer to you? But I usually turn this off and say like, nah, I don't want to use it. But you have like really nice options here you can play with. So this particular project, you know, you can download. I show you also then other projects I was doing. Yes, it is. It is of course like something when people say like, Bernhard, like I would like to see more like photorealistic, photoreal stuff. It is something where I can say it is not hyper real. That's absolutely true. But you can use it also for a VR experience, and you can, you know, that software is free. You can use it like you would use Unreal. And of course, if you want to see more realistic stuff, I'm using the big package. This is Unreal for real-time ray tracing. That is really, really cool. And you have so many more material options, of course, like that's crazy. But still, I have to say for a very quick visualization, I mean, you saw me doing this here super quick. And if you go in and take some more time and choose some nice materials, you have even stones here, you know, and you assign that kind of like stuff to the frames, and you take some time and make this look like more beautiful and assign it to something where you feel this looks good. You know, like maybe if everything is black, maybe you want to keep everything white. That really depends on your style. And what you also want to do is you want to make sure if you work in Revit or like in Max or any other software package that your 3D data is clean when you work in there, because once you export it and bring it in, you can update it on the fly. That's also cool. So basically, if I would make now any geo changes in Revit or in Sketchup, then all you do is in the import, you click here and you click update, and you get all the updates automatically, and the materials even stay on it as long as you don't change the name of the geometry. So I think this was really, really well thought. And of course, you can add other elements and so on. So lots and lots of different features. So anyways, I would say this is it for today. This is what I wanted to show you. What you can do with this. I don't even know what the box is here outside, but maybe the electrical stuff. But I feel it's very, very sweet. It's a very, very nice thing to play with. It gives you very nice options. And also, this is what I wanted to show you here. When you click on it, there is even a VR option. And I think it's really cool. If you would like to use it in VR, in a VR environment, it gives you a lot of possibilities and options. And I have to say so, no matter if, whatever we can say, like, okay, it's not absolutely fully real, I personally believe, like having those options and features, changing also the sun, having quick material changes and having quick light studies, it is phenomenal. Look, this would be 1934, so like at night, right? Sun goes down and you can clearly see what is going on, or early in the morning. I think it's kind of like really, really cool. Also, maybe let's try at the very, very end a quick change in the glass, because as you can see, when you assign glass here, you see through better now, and you see now the intensity from the interior lighting, right? And then you get also a much better feel about it, because we had this glass or that glass on it. You have that glass looks kind of like cool. Look, it has those stripes in between, which I feel like is very, very nice, right? So as you can see, I think that's about it. That's my quick introduction for Twinmotion. And I just can't wait when this little tool is kind of like fully integrated into Unreal with all these options, because I believe it's really fantastic. And even Carl here says, right, that's phenomenal. So that's about it. You can, of course, download that demo scene file and play around by yourself from my website, fedible.com. I wish you all the best. Happy designing, happy building, and whatever. And I hope this little introduction is useful for you. And now my question is, who is going to move into this wonderful place with me, starts a new life there, right? That would be awesome. I would like to invite also any designers and architects to send me your concepts, your blueprints, or whatever. I would love to do some photorealistic shots in a more high resolution stuff with all my other tools. And I would like to collect, actually, that's the best stuff. I would like to collect the best tiny home concepts. Because, the reason why I'm looking into this now right now is also because I would like to explore in a very quick and easy way the architecture design, interior design from the architects, all that work. Because, I mean, no matter what, look, we can argue about it that it's not photoreal, but I can have a walkthrough here. I can step in, and I want to show you this also when you're inside of that, right? I can change this here, click on walk, and basically, I thought it was here. Yeah, you can walk now inside and walk through and explore that space. And I just want to say, I mean, it gives you a very nice feeling how that space is kind of like to turn out, right? When you hear this in the background, these are like, it's a sound effect about your the walking. But it is kind of nice, and even if it's just like plain and I just put a white color on it, which is kind of like a clay render, I can see my bathroom, I can see there is a little shower, I can see, yeah, my little stairs and how much space I have, how I can turn. That's why maybe it's also super cool using that tool for VR. But anyways, jumping out of here, I would say, yeah, concept designs are very welcome. I would love to do more. I would love to see more. I would love to build my own, honestly, and also would like to know more about prices and how things like this tiny homes can be built, technology, also putting good technology together and being smart about it, having the best space, um, minimalistic for an minimalistic and eco-friendly environment too. I kind of love this. And if I would get a tiny home like this in a little land like that, I couldn't wait like living there all the time, having my computer, internets and everything like available too, and fill this up with high-tech technology and nature. That's the best ever. Having my own fruits and vegetables, yeah, and having a good time. So that's about it. I would say thank you so much. Enough blah 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 from fattybull.com. I hope this was useful. And yep, feel free to download this free demo, like always, at my homepage, fattybull.com. And now I have to feed Mr. Carl here, right? Let's get my little dog some. Yeah, see, he's hungry. Okay, that's about it. Thank you very much, and see you later, alligator. In a while, crocodile, and yep, she's lonely. She needs somebody to join her. All right, have a good one, and take care, and happy designing and happy pixeling from my little farm here. Bye bye from Fatty Bull.